Hello, my dear friends. My name is Harold, and welcome to the Sanctum. And we will be continuing in the series of looking into the astrological zodiac signs. And the next sign in the series is the zodiac sign of Leo, which is a very fiery sign. And of course, it's for that reason it's linked with fixed fire. And of course, we've already spoken about Aries, which is cardinal fire. And I've mentioned how whether it's cardinal, fixed, or mutable, the three aspects of an element when it comes to a zodiac sign can be linked to beginning, middle, and end. So Aries is like that spark that sets a candle flame on fire. It's taking a match and striking it so that that spark creates and initiates that flame. And now there is the middle, which is where we are at, which is Leo, which is fixed fire, which is fire that is simply burning bright. It's consistently maintaining that fire, and it's burning nice and bright. And such is the nature of Leo. And of course, it's ruled by the sun. And just to quickly remind you, as I have in every video, and in case you're watching this video for the first time in the entire series, that if I'm talking about Leo, I'm not necessarily talking about you, if that's where your sun is at, or that's your sun sign. If that's your particular zodiac sign, I'm not necessarily talking about you, as we as human beings can have all the planets and can have a certain placement in all zodiac signs. So I'm talking about the archetypal essence or energy of a particular sign, and in this case it is Leo. So Leo is ruled by the sun. And of course, the sun is the center of our solar system and is that bright light that all the other planets move around. So hence why an individual with a strong placement in Leo can be like the sun. They can light up an entire room. And they may have a sense, Leo has this sense that everything is revolving around it. Leo is the center of their own universe. And of course, it's associated with the lion. Right? Leo the lion, which is the king of the jungle, just like the sun is the king of our solar system. So for that reason, just like a lion whose presence is just so charismatic that everyone is empowered by them, that is the nature of the energy of Leo. So for that reason, Leo is linked with charisma and confidence, and has an association with good nature, right? Because Leo is the king, and Leo wants to look after its people, just like a king. However, a king requires loyalty. So another aspect that Leo rules is loyalty, because when a king has people who are loyal to them, they develop good relationships with them. But if for some reason the king's loyalty has been broken for whatever reason, if somebody has deceived the king will chop off their head. So for that reason, a Leo must never be deceived, because then the actual wrath of the lion can be received by that individual. That particular individual can experience the roar and might of the lion. But in general, there's an association as well with Leo being a very childish sign, and is linked with children. And if somebody wants to know more about what their life is going to be like with children, they would look at where the planets are in correspondence with Leo, as well as as the houses and all of that in association with Leo, because it tells you a lot more about the child aspect. So Leo can be very childish as well, and also is linked with the inner child that's there within ourselves. And just like a child who is very creative, because of course that's when we are children, the child is that aspect of ourselves that is in its creative state. It wants to express. So there's that association with creativity as well with Leo. And just like a child that is free, right? A child has that zest for life, that freedom. So freedom is a very important value as well to the energies of Leo. But one thing that the energy of Leo or Leo thrives on is attention. Right? They can be like this beacon because they shine so much light, and people are drawn to them due to their charisma. The attention feeds the Leo and gives them energy, right? And in return, they can give energy back. So oftentimes, a Leo loves attention. But the dark side, just like every other planet has, every other zodiac sign has a dark side, is that when a Leo receives too much attention, it can get to their head, and it can begin to increase and inflate their ego. And when their ego becomes inflated, that's when a Leo can become destructive in nature, because from positive attention that they get from others, they can behave in ways that rather than serving others, they can start to control others and dominate others. And if that takes place, the attention that a Leo receives from others can now flip from positive attention to negative attention. And of course, there's a link also to fame, right, due to that charismatic nature. So oftentimes, also things like people like celebrities are very leonine in nature. The idea of a celebrity, somebody who is famous, because how did they become famous? First of all, they are likely doing something that gained a lot of attention from people, and that attention has pushed them to the height, to the point in which they become like a sun, like a star, a movie star, a sports star, a pop star. Right? They become like the sun, and now they're receiving all of this attention, and all their music or their sports or the movies they're doing, whatever it is that they're doing, is shining a lot of light to people, inspiring others, but they are also receiving a lot of attention from them, and because of that, the ego is growing. And if it becomes too big and is not managed, it can become destructive, and they can ruin themselves and other people. And this is where we've heard of many movie stars or rock stars and people like this becoming really, really popular and then coming crashing down all the way when their ego becomes too big. So that is the dark side of Leo, is when they become too famous, or when they become too famous and the ego is not kept in check. They can begin to manipulate and control and dominate, which can lead to their downfall, and receive negative fame or negative attention. But there is also a link with romance, because of course Leo is very fun-loving, very easygoing, very outgoing and social, and is very free. So because of this freedom, there's this idea of romance, wanting to experience love, but not love in terms of the love of Cancer, which is more motherly love, right? The role of the love of Cancer is more motherly love. This is more romantic love in the purest sense, romantic love. And for that reason, Leo can fall in love with the idea of love itself, and then sometimes can get lost in that, and can get identified with a certain person because of the way that they make them feel, because they're giving them the kind of attention that they want, which is making that star essence within the Leo begin to shine even forth. But now, because they are identified with that, it can cause their ego to grow in that way. So they fall in love with love itself rather than the actual person, which can be a downfall. So romantic love is an association as well, associated with the zodiac sign of Leo. And just like there's a body part or an organ that's associated with each zodiac sign, that of Leo is first of all the heart, which of course is associated with love. And because it's also that center of our body that pumps the blood to the rest of our system, it is like that power center within our body. It is like the sun. And for that reason, it is associated with Leo. And that's where also there's a connection with romance there, right? Romantic love. But there's also association. Some say that there's an association with the sight, with the eyes, because our eyes are that which we see, right? If we didn't have eyes, we won't be able to see. And for us to see, there needs to be light, right? And our source of light is the sun. If there was no light, we can't see. So there's an association in some systems that Leo rules the eyes, but also Leo rules the spine. Leo also rules the spine. So these are some of the correspondences of Leo. And of course, the opposite on the other side of the zodiac sign of Leo is that of Aquarius, which is ruled by Saturn. So you can see now that we've got light and darkness here, right? We got the sun, which rules Leo, which is all about light, and then we've got Saturn on the other side, the opposing, which is got to do with Aquarius, right? In addition to Capricorn. But we'll be getting closer to those signs later. And of course, Leo is also one of the 4 cherubic beasts. The others being the bull of Taurus, the eagle associated with Scorpio. We'll talk about that soon, why I'm saying the eagle rather than the scorpion. And of course, there is the human being associated with Aquarius, which are the 4 heads of the 4 cherubic beasts. And brilliant. And of course, Leo is also one of the cross quarters in between the summer solstice and the vernal equinox, which is the what we call the autumn equinox. So right in between there, the cross quarters is, of course, once again, it is Leo. So I hope this all makes sense, and please give this video a like and subscribe to this channel, and I hope to see you soon. Take care.